Sometimes the most powerful lessons don't come from books or from people sitting in big offices. Sometimes they come from the quietest voices. This is the story of how a janitor's simple words changed the life of a wealthy CEO forever. Stay with me till the end, because this story may just change the way you see success. In the heart of London, there was a tall glass building where one of the city's most successful companies ran its operations. Inside that building worked Edward Miller, a man in his early 50s. He was the CEO, wealthy, respected, powerful. From the outside, Edward had it all: cars, mansions, luxury holidays. But behind his sharp suit and polished shoes, he was carrying something heavy. Every day felt the same. Endless meetings, endless pressure. He was rich, yet strangely empty. Edward had started this company with big dreams, dreams of creating something meaningful. But now, it felt like all he was doing was chasing numbers, chasing money. One evening, after another long, exhausting day, Edward decided to stay late at the office. Everyone had left. The city outside was quiet. The only sound was the faint hum of the cleaning machines. That's when he noticed James, the old janitor, wiping down the office floor. Edward had seen James before, a man in his late 60s with gray hair, kind eyes, and a slow but steady way of moving. Most people walked past him without a second glance. But tonight, Edward felt strangely drawn to him. Maybe because James hummed a soft tune while he worked, a tune that felt peaceful. Edward sighed, rubbing his forehead. James looked up and smiled. "Long day, sir?" Edward chuckled bitterly. "You have no idea. Sometimes I wonder what it's all for. I work day and night, but I can't remember the last time I actually felt alive." James leaned on his mop and studied Edward for a moment. Then, with a calm voice, he said something Edward didn't expect. "Sir, can I tell you something I've learned in all my years of cleaning floors?" Edward raised an eyebrow. "Sure, go ahead." James nodded. "You see, when I clean these floors every night, I know by tomorrow they'll be dirty again. But I don't see it as meaningless. I see it as part of life. Work will always return, but the joy is in knowing you've done it well today." Edward stared at him, confused but curious. James continued, "People like us, we spend our whole lives chasing something. You chasing bigger deals. Me chasing clean floors. But happiness, sir, happiness doesn't live in tomorrow's success. It lives in today's effort. If you miss that, you miss everything." Edward froze. Those words hit him harder than any business lecture or motivational book ever had. For the first time in decades, he felt a lump in his throat. Here he was, a man worth millions, learning life from someone who earned barely enough to survive. James looked down at the floor, then back at Edward. "Sir, I've seen many men walk through these halls. Some smile, some don't. But let me tell you, the richest man is not the one with the most money. It's the one who goes home at peace each night." Edward felt something break inside him. Tears welled up in his eyes. He realized he had been running so fast after success, he had forgotten the simple joy of living. He had forgotten to laugh, to rest, to notice the people around him. For the first time in decades, Edward whispered softly, "Thank you." The next morning, something changed. Edward still went to his office, still wore his suit, still had meetings. But this time, he greeted people with warmth. He listened more. He smiled more. He started spending evenings with his family. He gave his employees shorter working hours, and every time he saw James, he stopped to chat, sometimes even helping him carry the trash bags, to the shock of everyone in the building. All because of one night and one janitor's wise words. So, dear listener, remember this. Success isn't about how much money you earn. It's about how much peace you feel when you close your eyes at night. Don't wait for tomorrow to be happy. Find joy in today, because sometimes the smallest voices carry the greatest truths.